Do you believe there's evil or the devil?
Do I believe there's the devil?
I know you don't believe there's a God. Do you believe there's a Satan?
Yes, of course there's a Satan.
So why do you believe there's a Satan but not a God?
Because Satan is real. Evil is real.
But good is not?
No.
Good is not real?
No.
But evil is real?
Correct.
And are you a good man or an evil man?
I'm a good man.
How are you good if you're not getting your goodness from God?
Because I don't believe in God.
But how are you good then?
I get my goodness from Satan.
But you just said Satan is evil.
Okay. He's not evil all the time.
He's good.
Is God good all the time?
Yes.
If God is good all the time, could you explain slavery to me?
God is good all the time.
Well, could you explain slavery to me?
Man is in a fallen state, and they created slavery. God didn't have anything to do with that.
So God didn't have anything to
Matter
do
of
with
fact,
that.
they were influenced by your God, Satan.
But, okay. So God didn't have anything to do with slavery.
No.
Right?
Right.
And that was all on man?
Yes. Influenced by evil.
Okay, but if God, he's an all-knowing God, correct?
Yes.
So he knows that slavery is going on, but yet he fails to intercede or to stop it. You know, we're all God's children, supposedly. Why come and he couldn't say, those children need to let those children go?
Well, we're not all God's children. Some people are children of Satan, such as yourself.
And what about the Islamic people? Is that the same God as the God you worship?
No.
No, it's a different
No,
God?
it's a different God.
So, out of the million people that study Islam, their religion is bad because his God isn't equal to your God?
The God that created us all, us all, is a God of all love all the time. Apparently, the Islamic or Muslim God is not.
He's
they
not.
believe in cutting your head off and restricting women and carrying on if you don't go along with them.
Ever heard of the Dark Ages?
I have.
You have?
Yeah. Is cancer evil or good?
Cancer is evil, of course.
So your God created cancer then?
So
Satan.
my God created cancer.
Because your God is evil, right?
Yes, of course. So cancer must have come from my God.
Why not give the credit to your God for creating cancer? Because you said it is evil, your God is evil. Why did he create that?
I can't understand. I have no idea.
He won't tell you why?
No, but now
Do you
what?
communicate with Satan?
Never.
Do you pray to Satan?
Only twice a week.
You pray to him? Mm-hmm. And when you pray to him, what do you say?
I pray that we get out of this evil world that we call life. If God was so omnipotent and strength, why wouldn't he get rid of the devil?
He did get rid of him.
So why does he still exist?
Because he needs to exist for a while longer.
For a while longer?
So that people like you can
2025?
Yeah.
When does he expire? Does the devil expire?
You see. Do you believe transgender is a mental illness, or you think Satan?
I believe religion is a mental illness.
So would you have a problem with your wife shower with a man your wife go to the gym?
Yes, she sure does.
She works out, right?
Yes.
And let's say there's some guys in there who say they feel like women, even though there's no proof, but they just say they just feel
feeling feminine today.
Right.
Want to go in
because
and
they
take
looked over and they saw your wife and she was so fine. So she probably take Pilates and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And they said, "Wow, I feel like showering with the women today. I feel like a woman." Would you be okay with that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Be absolutely fine with it.
So you're not even there to protect your wife
because I know my wife
from the invaders.
How would they be invaded? They're transgender. We're talking about transgender people.
What is a transgender to you?
To me, it's someone who was born with the anatomy of the opposite sex. And it could happen. The chemical makeup in the brain, the research determined all of this, that they actually identify as the opposite sex.
You wrote a book called We Are All Apes.
That's correct.
Where's your proof that we are all apes?
What is an ape?
Right. What is the ape?
Right. An ape is any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea.
Amazing. Have you ever seen a human being turn into you ever seen an ape? Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
No. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Have I ever seen a car turn into a Corvette?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, have I ever seen a shark turn into a fish?
I didn't ask about any of those things. I asked, when have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
I'm trying to illustrate the fallacy of your question.
How's that fallacy? You wrote that we're all ape. You must
And-
have.
and we are.
You
And that
must
book-
have at some point all these hundreds of
Right, the
thousands
proof
of
is in there.
years. At some
That
point,
book is-
you would
that book
have
is
seen
24
if an
illustrated pages long.
ape turned into a human being. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Once again, humans are apes in the same way that a duck is a bird. So if you ask me if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck, that's kind of a stupid question. Or ask me
Because
if
I
I've
didn't
ever
ask
seen a
that.
duck.
I didn't ask
Okay,
that. I asked
did you ask?
Ask. Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
That is a nonsense question.
Why?
Because it's like asking for a place halfway between Los Angeles and California.
No, it's not. I didn't ask about that.
I know. Well, you don't know what you asked.
I do know. You wrote
because-
this book called "We Are All Apes,"
And it gives the proof
I'm
in the book.
asking, have you personally seen a human being, an ape, turn into a human being?
It would be impossible for a human being to be anything other than an ape for the same reason that it is impossible for a dachshund to be anything but a dog. Have you ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
Why are you running from that question?
I'm not. I'm answering
you're
the
running.
question. I'm illustrating.
No,
what's
you're
wrong with the
running.
question.
You're running from that question. You wrote this book
I
that
am
we are
facing
apes.
you head on, answering your question directly.
No, you're not.
Humans are a subset of the category of apes.
I didn't ask you that.
We
I
start
asked
out
you
apes.
how
We
have-
can't. So therefore, it makes no sense to ask how the parent category turns into the subcategory. It is exactly the same as asking if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck. Do you understand why your question? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? How about I ask you
But that
question?
wasn't the question.
But that's the same question, isn't it?
You wrote
see
the book saying
same
we
fallacy.
are. You tried to
Can a
divert.
duck- can
You
a
tried to
duck
deviate
not-
from the question.
can a
And you
duck
wrote a
not be a
book
bird?
called "We Are All Apes."
Can
and
a
so
duck
how
not
did
be a
how
bird?
can you write a book that says we're all ape when
Uh-huh,
you've never
just like
seen a ape turn into a human being?
Have you ever seen a duck turn into a? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Or
Why are you
vice
dodging
versa?
the question, man?
I'm not dodging the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're not.
Can
it's like
a
when I
duck-
asked you if you love a Christian, you went
And
all
I answered
around.
that question.
I asked you where you going. You tell me where you been.
And I answered your question directly.
No, you didn't. You're not answering
Yes,
this
I
one.
did.
So one
You don't
more time
understand
with
what
that,
the
and then
word
we have to
ape
move
means.
on.
You don't
Have you
understand what
ever
the word
seen
ape
an
means. That's
ape?
why I'm trying to explain it to you.
Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Okay, let's look at that. What does the word ape mean? That means a bipedal hominoid with a certain number of hair follicles, with a certain type of teeth, with fingerprints and fingernails. That means all of these descriptive features that we share. Have I ever seen us turn into us?
You just use the word, but you're not making sense because I do want to
because
know.
you don't know anything at all about taxonomy
Okay.
whatsoever. So how can I
So
explain
you're not able to
taxonomy
answer that
somebody
question.
who doesn't know anything about it?
So
you
you're not
understand that the
able
word
to answer
ape-
that question. I
Do you
want to do
understand
a
that the word
follow up.
ape? Do you understand that the word ape is a taxonomic question? Right? That's a taxonomic word. Do you understand what it means?
No, that's not the question. Though you're deviating.
No, I'm not deviating. What
Now,
does the word
if you
ape
should
mean?
prove to me that you've seen a ape turn
What
into a human
does
being,
the word
that
ape mean?
word can mean many things. But let me ask
Yeah,
you this.
but this word means one thing. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea, which means that it has a number of these characteristics: fingernails and fingerprints, the certain type of dentition that we have, the certain type of ears that we have. All of these characters, the two pectoral mammae, et cetera. There's a whole long list of different physical characteristics that define what an ape is.
Okay,
So
fine.
when
I don't
you
care
ask
about
me-
the humanity, but what
I
I
know
do
you don't
want to
care
know,
what the words mean.
I do want to know if you ever
You
seen
want
an
to ask
ape.
me a nonsense question.
I want to
and
know,
cannot
have you ever seen
understand-
an ape turn into a human being? After all these years, you would have think that somebody, somewhere, somehow, would have seen an ape turn into a human being, and no one has ever seen that.
Except that you're asking a question that makes no sense.
Even the
I'm trying
people
to
books
explain
that
to
you have read and the folks that you listen to
Okay. Are we done here?
have never seen that.
Are
So-
we done here? Because you're not going to listen to my explanation. You're asking me a
Because you're not
stupid
answering
question.
my question.
I am answering your
You're
question.
going
You're just
around
don't-
my
you don't understand
question.
what it means.
You're going around my question. You're not answering my question.
I did not go around your question.
You did. I
bludgeoned
asked
into
you,
it.
have you ever seen an
You-
ape turn into a human being?
You don't know what the word ape means.
I
Why
don't
you
care about the word.
clarify?
I do know what it means. I'm asking
Okay,
you.
then tell me, what does the
No,
word ape mean?
I asked you, have you ever seen
You
an
said
ape
you
turn
know.
into a human
You're
being?
using these words. I want to know what you think these words mean, because I know what the words mean.
The one thing
And
I know for sure,
yeah, I know for sure what
I
the
know
words mean.
for
and I can
sure
prove, and I can prove what
that
the words mean. But you may be
and
using
no
them
one has
incorrectly, and I
ever
think you are
seen
using them incorrectly.
you and
so
those
what does the word ape mean to you?
you and those people who are claiming that apes turn into human being or human being
I
came
don't
from
claim
apes.
that apes turn
No,
into human beings. We are
that human
apes.
being came from apes.
A
Have
human,
no
a
proof
human
of that
being can't be
at
anything
all.
other than an ape. We
Hey,
are classified as apes.
You're not listening.
Oh no, you're not listening.
No, you're not listening.
Okay. All right. So is that where we're going to be here?
No.
Are we done?
No.
You either learn how to have the communication both ways, or we're done here.
You have to learn how to answer a question.
I did answer the
No,
question.
you didn't.
Yes, I did. I
No,
explained
you
to you
did
why
not
the
answer
question
the
makes
question.
no sense.
Let me
I
ask.
explained to you why the question makes no sense. Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Does that question make any sense to you?
Right, just like, have you ever seen a ape
Do you
turn into a
understand that all
human?
birds are
It's
ducks? I mean,
as
excuse me,
dumb
do you
as
understand
that.
Do you understand that ducks are birds?
That question is as dumb as the question about apes.
What you asked me is a
believe
dumbass
that
question. I'm
apes
trying to
turned
show
into-
you how dumbass it is. Do you understand that ducks
Did you say
are
dumb
birds?
ass?
Do you understand that ducks are
Did you
birds?
say dumb ass? What the?
Yes.
Let me
Do
ask
you
you
understand
this.
that ducks are birds?
You believe in evolution, right?
I don't believe in it. No, I can show it, demonstrate it, prove it even to you. Do you understand that ducks are birds?
Why do you believe in evolution
Because I can prove it
if no
even
one
to
has
you.
ever seen it?
But we have seen it.
No, you haven't.
We've relied on it throughout the entire history of
No one has
agriculture.
ever seen
It is
it.
demonstrated fact. We can observe it. We can test it, verify it numerous ways. I can prove that even to you.
So
Now,
why
get back
is
to my question
evolution?
so that you can understand this?
Why is
Do
evolution
you
still?
understand?
Why
do you
is
understand that
evolution just a theory even today?
Why is it that atomic theory is just a
See,
theory
you're not
today?
answering the question. You're
I
answering the
am.
question with
I'm
another
explaining to you
crazy
what's the problem.
question.
Why is it the theory of gravity is just a theory today? You know
Why is evolution still considered a theory?
For the same reason that atomic theory is still considered a theory, for the same reason that the theory of gravity is still a theory, for the same reason that the germ theory of disease is still a theory.
So,
for the same
because
reason
it
that
can't
the cell
be
theory of
proven to be
biology
real.
is theory. Because there is a rule in science that we want to go the complete opposite direction of religion, and rather than assert things to be true that are not true, we are not allowed to proclaim absolute truth. So everything that we know to be true has to be regarded as a theory on the hypothetical potential, at least, that something could be improved or changed later on.
That's
So
amazing.
There is a rule.
Because
there is a
of
rule in
time, let me
science-
ask you this.
There is a rule in science that you cannot
No,
prove.
you're talking
and if there is
theory.
a rule in science. I'm answering your question. You
But
won't
you're
let me
talking
answer it.
theory.
I'm answering the question, and you won't let me answer it. There is a rule in science that says that you cannot prove any theory to be true in the positive sense. At most, the most you can do is show that
I
it's
know
not true.
scientists who have proved that God exists, and I know
No, you
those
don't.
who are against God, and they
No, you
think
don't.
that God doesn't exist.
No, you don't.
But let me ask
No,
you,
no, you
because
don't.
of time.
You don't know.
I
You
do
don't know
know.
any scientists
I
proves-
know
no,
scientists
you
who have
don't.
proved that God exists.
You don't.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes.
Then where is their Nobel Prize? Why have I not heard of them? Why are there still atheists? Why is
Because
the majority of the scientific community still
because
atheist?
because
If
the Nobel
some
Prize
scientist had ever
people.
proved that God existed, then we would all know that God exists, right?
Because
But
the-
we don't. Nobody knows that
Oh
God
yes,
exists.
but let me ask.
That's why there are more and more scientists every year who are atheists, who are walking away from their faith. Atheism is on the rise in all 50 states and around the world, while Christianity is in a general state of decline.
The reason that
everywhere.
there are no
in the
Nobel-
last 20 years, atheism has eclipsed Judaism, then Catholicism, and now even Protestantism. Yes, there are less, and that's just in the regular community. In the scientific community, if there's only a third of people who still believe in God in any concept at all. So no, you don't know.
Oh,
any
yeah.
scientist.
Yes,
who
I do.
proved, and you can't
And you,
show
let me
documentation
say
of
this. You asked why there are no Nobel Peace
All right, I
Prize
think we're
for.
done. if all you're going to do is lie to me,
You asked why there are Nobel Peace.
and that's apparently all you're going to do.
You
then
asked
we
why
can't
aren't
have
there
a
any
meaningful conversation.
You asked why are there any Nobel Peace Prize for the scientists who have proven God exists?
That's not what
because
I said
the
at
people
all.
who
I
hand
said,
out
I called you
the-
out. You
the
told
people-
a lie.
The people
You
who
said that there were
hold
scientists
on.
who proved that
Hold
God
on.
exists.
Say, hold on.
There is no scientist. There is no.
Say, get behind me.
No,
Hold on.
no scientist has ever done that. If that had happened,
Let me say
there would
this to
be
you.
buckets of documentation.
Let me
for
say
it.
that the reason
scientist
that
would have gotten the Nobel Prize and the Templeton Prize, they'd be
All
world
right,
famous.
fine. The reason that the scientists who prove that God
There is no science to
exists
prove God exists.
doesn't get the Nobel Peace Prize because
there
of the people
is
who
no
are handing
scientist.
out the Nobel Peace Prize
No,
of
no.
their father, the devil. So they hate the children
there
of
is
God.
no devil either. Okay, I think we're done here.
Do you believe in evolution?
I do.
You do? You believe in evolution?
I do.
And why is that?
It feels like over a pretty long period of time, scientists have used rigorous study to pursue the theory of evolution. And that seems to be the one we're going with right now.
And you believe in that?
It seems believable.
Have you ever seen a monkey, an ape, turn into a human being?
No.
So why do you believe evolution exists? Because at some point you should have seen an ape turn into a human being, right?
No. I don't think the theory of evolution doesn't suggest that monkeys could turn into humans.
And what does it suggest then?
It suggests that monkeys and humans at one point both came from a common ancestor.
What does that mean?
It means that through the process of natural selection, species branch off and evolve into a separate species and evolve differently.
So are you saying that at some point human beings and monkeys came from apes?
No, I'm saying apes and humans share a common ancestor.
And who is the common ancestor?
Well, originally it was probably a single-celled organism somewhere.
But that doesn't make sense. Why haven't you seen that happen at some point in life? Well, you don't even have proof that it came from a common whatever. There's no proof of that at all. Zero proof.
I can't sit here and present you with the evidence that scientists have been studying
because
for
there is no
hundreds of
evidence.
years. Well, I mean, I believe there is, but not everyone is convinced of it, of course.
And where's the evidence then? Give me one quick example of the proof.
I mean, we have a pretty lengthy fossil record that we've learned a lot from. You know, and again, I don't want to claim to be a representative of the scientific community. I'm not. I don't have a degree in biology or anything like that. So I'm probably not the best primary source to learn this from, but the evidence is there if you really want to look for it.
Amazing. Thanks for watching The Fallen State. We need your continued support. Donate to my nonprofit here. Subscribe and like the videos here. And tell everybody and their mama about the show.